Today programme guests about there being no reasonably cosy, comfortable-shaped women on the cover of the magazine. He also suggested the focus of skinny models promotes anorexia in young girls. Yet Humphreys, who's 74, has defended his approach, telling Radio Times magazine that such as Vogue pushed the idea that in order to look nice, you've got to be stick-thin. He said, I've always thought it an absurd proposition and damaging to an awful lot of young girls who are susceptible to that sort of pressure. So I was, according to some people, too aggressive with her. I thought I was actually rather polite. Humphreys, you're 74 years of age. You should be sent back to
get a life
wherever you came from, and get a life, because he's an ignorant man. He likes to hear his own voice. He asks the question. Listen to Radio 4 one morning and you'll see exactly what I mean, because he asks...
Well, we shouldn't be sending people from CRMK to...
Oh, we can do this during the week, because they are on a Saturday morning as well, but I mean, the thing is that the bloke goes on, he asks the question, he answers the question himself, he twists it round, and then he puts it back to the...
Mastermind. I'm surprised he doesn't answer the questions on there,
That's right, he admitted that the BBC is out of touch with the population, recalling how bosses were absolutely stunned on the morning of the Brexit referendum result. The veteran broadcaster said he suspected that the reaction to the vote within the BBC headquarters was markedly different from the feeling in a cafe round the corner, and he conceded that it was evidence that those at the top of the organisation do sometimes lose touch with the general public. Well, the bloke is so...
He's a maniac.
He should be put out to grass, I'm afraid, or used in the world of social media and media studies at university, as the way of how not to do interviews.
I've got an interesting story here. In these times of austerity, the Taxpayers Alliance is sort of monitoring what the taxpayer has to cough up for, which I know our dear friend Brian used to hate the Taxpayers Alliance, but I think they do a lot of good. I mean, they're talking this time, they've done a brought-out report on the total amount spent by public health authorities in the UK in 2015 to 16 was at least £235,160,984, and this was spent on smoking, physical activity, obesity and alcohol reduction public health intervention, i.e. the advertising campaigns they put on TV. The average spend of 171 public health authorities assessed was £1,679,721. Now, isn't this ridiculous to tell people what they should be doing in the first place? I.e. not being obese, not drinking too much, not smoking too much. Why are we? And we're paying this money for a nanny state.
We are a nanny state.
Yeah, we are, and it's got to stop, isn't it? It's costing £568 for each successful quitter at smoking.
12 minutes away from 9 o'clock here on CRMK on a Saturday morning. 07790 385 385, 07790 385 385, or...
Sorry, the Grumpy Old Men and Women Facebook page.
I'll do that for you,
So I was reading something.
I'm Mike Barry.
I'm Bob Bluffield.
I'm Alan Mallyon.
And together we are...
The Grumpy Old Men.
CRMK.
Your mind.
That's the year of the degrees. No.
What?
It's the 3 degrees, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the year of decision from the 3 degrees.
What did you say?
Well, I said the year of decision. No, I said the year of the degree. Oh, never mind. Like, it's you don't realise how hard it is for poor little me on a Saturday morning to come in here to technically operate the desk, which in itself is a marvel, to produce the programme, to keep the show going together, to try and make it interesting for the listener, who they're dropping off in numbers.
He didn't realise how hard it is to watch him.
And have a drink of tea as well at the same time.
What a gentleman star you are. A stalwart of the radio world.
Well, I would have said a prima donna, but there we go.
Well, a man that needs a certain amount of encouragement to carry on producing such a wonderful programme as the Grumpy Old Men on a Saturday morning.
Abuse.
Oh, abuse. Just abuse, you know.
Mike, you bring some of the abuse on yourself.
He does.
I mean, you know, dressed like that, it's not surprising, really, is it?
My lovely jubbly T-shirt.
Hey, Mr. Mallyon, I've got a bone to pick with you. What's happened to our conkers for our Conker Championship that I gave to you with trust to drill holes in and put strings through?
I'm glad we didn't do that.
They're sitting behind my desk in the office, actually.
Well, that's so good, isn't it?
Drilled.
Right, it is 7 minutes away from 9 o'clock here, but of course we are in remembrance time at the moment, and there's a lot of controversy going on about poppies. Fortunately, there's a lot of good publicity coming out about the poppy appeal, which is something the Royal British Legion does every single year, leading up to Remembrance Sunday and Armistice Day. Armistice Day, in fact, is a week today, and when we all should stop at 11 o'clock for 2 minutes.
Yeah, they used to, didn't they? All the traffic used to stop, but it doesn't anymore, does it?
No, I mean, I can picture it now in my mind, the red London buses stopping and the drivers getting out.
Indeed.
And standing beside their bus, you know.
Nothing wrong with that, was there?
You know. Yeah, and nowadays, in fact, there was a case in Newport Pagnell 3 or 4 years ago, actually, where the few people from the Royal British Legion were all standing around the cenotaph, or the War Memorial in Newport, observing the 2-minute silence, when up comes a delivery man who parks his van, leaps out, rushes across to this shop, you know, and comes back again. Oh, very fortunately, one of the members took his the vehicle details and wrote to the company, and the bloke did get chastised over it. But, however, military veterans have criticised a vicar this year because he's banned the hymn Onward Christian Soldiers from the Remembrance Sunday service. And the reason he's done it? Guess what? In case it offends non-Christians.
I get sick and tired of this, because we are, at the end of the day, although not many of us are religious, it is meant to be a Christian country.
Yes, it is.
But, you know, actually, whether it's a Christian country or not is not the point. The point is, who are these people that are going to be offended?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you actually? Yeah, that's a good point. Have you actually heard anybody being offended of another religion?
I know people from just about every religion, and they're not offended because, I mean, are we offended because some people indulge in something called Ramadan?
Yeah, well, this is it.
We ought to stop that. We should stop that.
Do we have a real problem with that? Nobody's ever complained about it, except for the fact it's a bit difficult to get a taxi.
Well, I'm going to say that.
That's the only downside of Ramadan that I can see. But, you know, that's what people want to do. Well, good luck to them. Some people want to do some religious things. Some people want to go to pop concerts. You know, I've got no problem with any of that. And I think that the stupidity of that vicar banning the song because he thinks it might offend somebody is indicative of the intelligence level that I regard most religious leaders with.
Who's this Richard and where is he?
Oh, you want me to name it? I don't mind. He's the Reverend Steve Bailey, and his church is in... Where is his church? It's in Oadby it's in Leicestershire, isn't it?
Oh, well,
It should be the Reverend Steve Plonker.
Well, it's probably because he's in a very pro-Muslim part of the country, isn't he?
Well, yeah, but as you say...
What the heck's that got to do with it?
Well,
this is the whole thing.
Sensitive to it.
I mean, I've been to numerous remembrance parades in my time of my association with the Royal British Legion, and we have Jews there, we have Muslims, we have Hindus there, and in fact one of the main attractions, and it is interesting because in central Milton Keynes there is an area called the Rose, the Milton Keynes Rose, which is an area set aside for people to remember, and remember a variety of things. There's a lot of pillars there to commemorate whatever the particular topic is,
and prompt your thoughts, because I many a time I've been up there now, and I ride around it on my bike.
Yeah. I mean, it's a wonderful.
Well, you're the one, aren't you?
Numerous people do.
But on Armistice Day, this day next week, which is the 11th of the 11th, and I would normally attend up there, but for circumstances beyond my control I won't be, but the years that I've been before and taken part in the ceremony, and here in Milton Keynes we have a Buddhist temple, and Sister Maruta, who is the sort of the main person who runs it,
and a lovely lady,
and a very, very nice lady to boot, she will be up there, and she will lay a white wreath on the stone, and the red wreaths from the Royal British Legion and the Mayor and other people. The Muslims will more than likely be there, and the Jewish faith as well. They all come and they lay a wreath.
Well, you've got to remember that there were Muslim and Sikh regiments in the army, weren't there? The British serving in the British army.
Well, there was a huge Sikh,
huge one.
Huge Sikh constituency.
What's all this hoo-ha about the red and the white poppy then? What's this all about? They're saying, we should ban the white poppy. What's the white poppy all about?
Well, the white poppy is really there for peace, whereas the red poppies are there really for remembrance, because it is a time for remembrance. We are living parts of the world in relative peace at the moment, but the white poppies, and the Legion actually doesn't really have anything against it. It's just still, because it's still a form of remembrance, and it's still a form. All right, we want peace,
and all the listeners can see I've got my poppy wristband on.
Yes, that's good. Well done. So,
where'd you get that from?
The collector comes round to the office and leaves a box with us.
Yeah, I didn't see any of those in the box.
Well, there's not very many of us in the office, and what we tend to do is just stick a few quid in for him, and each of us take a wristband or something. Yeah. But I think we give slightly more than than we take.
Yeah, we normally pay a £5 for ours.
Yeah,
I mean, my pop is in the car actually, because I've got
the nice thing is nowadays that the British Legion have got rather more upmarket, as it were, because years ago you could only purchase a poppy, but now you can purchase wristbands and badges, enamel badges, and all sorts.
I prefer the wristband. The poppy's a bit awkward.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
I don't think the quality of the poppies is quite as good as it was in the past, quite honestly.
Well, I think basically, for two reasons. One is that they're trying to get people to purchase other things, like you say, the wristband and such like. And I think secondly as well, we've all done it. We've bought a poppy, shoved it in our lapel, walked out the door, bent over, and the poppy's gone.
That's right.
Yeah, we don't know where it's gone.
Time again.
So in a way, by cutting I don't say the quality down, because I don't know where it has or not, but it's just one of those things. I mean, one year I ended up buying 15 poppies, because I couldn't be seen walking around without a poppy. But every time I got one, and I would clip it in and pin it in and super glue it in and whatever, and it always kept falling out,
I'll tell you, talking about raising money for charities, what really annoys me at the moment, if you watch television at all during the daytime on, I think it's Channel 4, it's all it is begging commercials for different charities. But one of them does spring to mind, and this is the one for children with cancer. Now, what appalls me